Hello, my name is Zach Wright with Old Man Gaming. Welcome to another Five Things. This is a show that we like to do where we like to take a look at long-standing games with a lot of support and upcoming sequels, and we like to talk to our Discord community, who is very talkative and opinionated, and get their ideas as to what they want to see in the next upcoming installment of that game or the next update, whatever the game may be. With that said, this week. I'm very excited to do this because there was a lot of chatter about this between a couple of people, and we really hashed out some interesting things. So, without further ado, this is 5 things we want to see in Sea of Thieves. So, just in case you don't know, Sea of Thieves is Rare's kind of simulation, cartoony pirate PvP slash PvE looter, weirder, quester game. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot to the sailing, there's a lot to the fighting stuff. It has a surprisingly large amount of depth, given the fact that there's nothing really to earn other than cosmetics after you get in. And it is somewhat addictive. But regardless of the amount of stuff that there is in it, there is a ton of stuff that we want to see in it. And when I discussed this, two people, the people who play with me on Sea of Noobs, impromptu plug, our stream we've been doing it weekly, it's going to be bi-weekly from now on, every Thursday morning at 8. And there was a lot of discussion as to what we want to see in this game. Everybody kind of had an idea. Everybody had something they wanted to suggest. So we put together a little list from myself and from what they wanted, and we're just... Sea of Thieves has so much potential. Even after 2 years after its release and all the stuff that they've added, there's just so much more stuff they could add, so many more things that they can do. And I've been playing it for numbers and numbers and numbers of hours now, and I don't even feel like I've scratched the surface. Just the other day, I managed to do something I had never done before, a new type of voyage, which was just super exciting. So with all of that out of the way, just so you guys know, any comments you put in the baseline, if there is any, I will read them out on the next 5 things whenever that may be. I do want to say one of the things that we really looked at in this game is, and probably the only downside to it, is there is a motivation issue. Mainly because everything you earn in game is cosmetic or renown based. So there isn't really a reason, like, you're not questing to make your character better, you're not questing to get better weapons, you're just questing for different gold items to bring back to get more cosmetic stuff, because they want this balance for the PvP sections, which is really cool. I like that, but at the same time it creates this weird kind of like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for kind of feel to it. With that being said, they still have done quite a few things that kind of like, you're doing it just for the experience of the quest, and there are a lot of quests that do that. With what we kind of looked at here was a little bit more to kind of mitigate that issue. All that said, though, the first one's got to be silly, because I received this suggestion multiple times, but none so emphatically from our resident professor, Jason, who said more shanties, more playable shanties. Look, this is not something that's going to change the game or change the meta of it. But one of the coolest things about Sea of Thieves is that you can pick out an instrument, and you can play that instrument, and you can pick out a shanty. I think there's 8 currently in the game right now. And the way they time it is just so cool. You kind of hold the button and your specific instrument will play, but other people can come in, and if they start playing an instrument next to you, they will just start playing your song in tune with your song. And it's just really cool. It creates for really cool community moments. Really cool. I think one of the first times I played, I was playing with a buddy of mine. We met up with another team that was about to scuttle their ship, and we all got together and played a little tune while the ship scuttled. because they were done for the evening. Stuff like that is just really cool. Playing the music as your ship sinks is just fun. The shanties are great, and while there is 8 of them you can pick from, we want to see more. We want to see more shanties. I think they're an easy add for a lot of fun. So yeah, give us a shanty every so often, every so many months. It's a nice, easy thing to just stick in there, and it will make people happy. All right, now let's get into some serious ones. And this one comes directly from me. This is something I want to add. I think that a lot of Sea of Thieves diehards might be against this, but I still want to see this in the game, and I don't think I ever will. I think it's a pipe dream. But I want to see AI crew assistance. Okay, so right now the way it goes in the game is you can log in with up to 4 players. If you play by yourself or with one other person, you can be on a sloop, which is a small 2-cannon ship that's very fast. You can be on a brigantine, which is the medium-size ship for 2 or 3 people. And then if you have 4, you play a galleon. So as it stands right now, you can't play a galleon if you're just 1 player. And while I'm totally okay with that, there are moments where I'd like 1 AI, not to do all my fighting or my questing for me, just to give him a command and sit on a thing and do a thing. So like if I'm on a sloop, let's say, and I'm playing by myself, I would love 1 AI crew member to just sit on the cannons and shoot the cannons when I'm near ships that I want to attack. Stuff like that I'd really like to see added. It just make it a little bit easier for us players who play alone often, which is me. And while I do enjoy the challenge of kind of stealthing around other ships, it's nice to get into those ship battles, and it'd be even nicer if I didn't have to frantically run between the sail, the helm, and the cannons and repairing the ship by myself. So with that in mind, I'd like to see, and of course there would be some balancing issues. Obviously, you don't want people filling out full galleons with AI crew members. I understand that completely. But at the same time, I think if there is any balancing issue in Sea of Thieves, it comes down to ship size. I mean, everybody has everything available to them other than friends. If you don't have 3 other friends and somebody else does, they will destroy you in a galleon. Now, I know there are people online who are really good and can use those sloops to take down just everything, and more power to them. But I would like to see some balancing for some newer players or some lower level players that can't do that good, but want to just maybe hunt a skeleton ship. Wouldn't it be nice to just have an AI to shoot at the cannons at that point? Stuff like that. And again, the balancing would be difficult on this, but it's something I'd like to see. Number 3 comes from Rain Dance Danny, with a little modifications from me, because I wanted to add some stuff into it. But basically, she right off the bat said she wants to see pets that can attack other players and or skeletons. I completely agree. One thing that is also I want to add in here is I want to see a dynamic rework of the pets altogether. I love them. I love that they're in the game. I don't like that I have to spend money for them. And what's even more irritating is this is, unless you have Games Pass, this is not a free game. This is a full premium price game. So, I don't think I should be spending that money for that kind of thing. I know you can grind out the ancient coins, but let's face it, they're very hard to grind out, and it takes you a very, very long time. They're there to make you buy them. I would much rather see pets worked into the game in some way where like you can earn them through a cool voyage, or you can earn them on an island by meeting people, or whatever, something along those lines. The big thing that I want to see though is I do want to see them be able to sick them and attack, and that I also want to be able to get my hands on them. I want to just see them integrated in the game more, because I've only been able to watch streamers play them. I haven't even gotten to play with them so far because they're locked behind this paywall. So yes, 100%, I want to see them attack people. I also want to be able to see them do anything and get my hands on them. So I definitely want pets to be more a part of the game. And honestly, I think eventually we will get this. Those paywalls will come down, and we will start to get pets more integrated into the game, because I think they're really cool. I want to see them on more boats, and I want to see them on my boat. Okay, next. Number 4. This is a really cool one, and I have to give complete and total props to the Professor Jason on this one, because this was all his idea. I just thought it was such a cool idea, I had to put it in here. Let's add to the map. Let's roll back some of the shroud a little bit, and let's add Icelands. This could be so cool. Some extreme northern islands up there, a northern outpost. You could deal with weather. You could deal with icebergs. That would be a really cool addition to the sailing and how you traverse that. We could see ice skeletons and all sorts of different added things to that. We could even add some sort of small survival aspects. Maybe you need some sort of coat to kind of like not take some damage while you're up in the freezing cold. Stuff like that I think would be really cool. And this game, if there's anything this game can use at all times, it's new content, new things to do. I think it would be so cool to see these kinds of missions take place, traversing those kind of waters. You could even do something really cool where on certain icebergs, you could have chests frozen into the icebergs, so you could actually have to cannon them to get to the chests. I think that would be a really cool addition. I think there's so much you can do with this idea that I can't not bring it in, which sucks because I actually knocked one off the list that I think would have been really important. That I'm gonna kind of get in there anyway, cheat a little bit at the end. But this is just a really cool idea. I think it's awesome. The Icelands would be sweet. You could even maybe add a new monster or a mega creature from that. I think that would be just really cool all the way around. All right, so the final one on the list, even though I'm going to break the rules afterwards and give you two more, is ship loadouts. I like the ships in this game. I don't love the fact that every time I log in, I have to decide on my customization options all over again. I would love to just have a loadout added to it that I could just like go to that customization area, hit a button, hit the loadout, and it just loads in the boat the way I want the boat to look. What could also be added to this are cool trophies, and this could add into the content of stuff to do. So the other day, on stream, myself, Jason, and Danny killed this huge captain. I believe his name was like Old Grim or something like that. And he had this skull head that breathed fire when you pressed the button, and we turned it in for 9,000 gold, and that was awesome. But it would be really cool, and this suggestion partially comes from Jason the Professor, this part specifically, is that you could add trophy spots to like the captain, like you could add customizable trophy spots in the boat to like the captain's area, or maybe on the decks, on the railings and stuff like that, like little areas where you could just put trophies. If you put the trophies there, it would save it to that loadout, so when you loaded in your special customized ship, it would load in your trophies, and it would kind of be used in that way, and you couldn't turn it in for money. I think that would just be so cool. It would give everybody this kind of a unique feel to their ship, and what's even more is it was add to that motivation of going out and doing some of these voyages, doing some of these missions, because in addition to bringing them back and just getting gold, you could also get the trophies to put them on your ship, and just anybody who floats by is like, he killed Captain Grimm. Like stuff like that I think is really cool. And I think that's one thing that would help this game, is if there were quests and voyages that gave you those unique items instead of that you wanted, instead of just gold to buy cosmetics. But this would be a really cool addition. In addition to this, I really want to see, and I know this is kind of all stuffed into one, but I really want to see custom flags, kind of like the For Honor system, where you could actually like make your own emblem. I would like that. I would like kind of almost like a very simple rudimentary kind of put a design on. You can unlock certain designs and put it on there in any order so that you can make your own flag to fly. I think that would be really cool. Really nice addition to the game. Okay, that's the 5. That's the official 5 things we want to see from Sea of Thieves. But I do want to say the 2 that I wanted to add that I had to bump. And I have to bump stuff when our community says it overwhelmingly. I don't know that I would have put more shanties on this list, but everybody wanted more shanties. I got to put it on there because I listen to the community. We're community first. However, being the guy who makes the content, I do get to take a little liberties. So I'm just going to share 2 things that I had to bump from the list because of votes that I think would be really cool to add. Number 1, Outpost Magistrates. They would be 2 or 3 super high-level AI NPC characters that would be nearly unkillable. Well, not nearly unkillable. They would be killable, but they'd be just very dangerous. Who would be at every outpost? These magistrates would basically make the outpost a safe haven, because I have no problems with the PvP aspects in this game. Some others do. I don't. I don't mind getting hunted by other pirates. They're pirates. It's a pirate game. I get that. However, when you get to the outpost, I don't want to be jumped while I'm docked taking stuff in. Jump me at sea. Jump me while I'm picking stuff up on an island. That's fine. That's all fair play. I think the outpost should have some sort of deterrent from those attacks, and that if you're going to do it, you need to be prepared. So I think that these AI characters would just be there to basically maintain the order. So if anybody starts shooting or slashing inside the outpost grounds, they go after them and they take them down. You could even add in some cool missions to this, some PvP missions, where you could even get another faction in called the Magistrate faction, where basically you do missions for magistrates who have had transgressions. So like the Reapers or whatever come to the island, kill a bunch of people, run. The magistrates might actually contract you out to go find those Reapers, bring them to justice. I think that's really cool. I think that would be a really cool idea in addition. And the other one that I wanted to add but did not, even though they're kind of still on the list because I'm talking about them right now, I know, fully cheating, is I think the Hunter's Call needs a little bit of a rework. And I'm not talking about the Hunter's Call itself. The Hunter's Call is cool. I love the idea of turning in the meat and the fish and stuff like that. It's just you get so little reputation from it that it's so hard to advance the level in Hunter's Call. I think what they really need to add is like unique hunts as like quests and voyages for Hunter's Call. Because right now Hunter's Call has no voyages, no quests, no nothing. I would like to see them actually add that with a licensing system, much like the Merchants, much like the Order of Skulls. And basically they would send you to an island to hunt like a large wild boar or a pack of direwolves or something like that. Just unique beasts to fight in the game would just be really cool. Not the big monster stuff, but just on the island that you go and hunt and bring them back for extra renown. I think that would be really cool, and I think the Hunter's Call really needs it, because I want to get into the Hunter's Call, but turning in cooked fish just takes too long to really get it, and I am not fighting a Megalodon by myself in a sloop. So, there you go. Alright guys, that's it. Five with a little asterisk above it. Things we want to see in Sea of Thieves. What do you guys think? Did you like this? Did you not like this? Do you think we missed something? Would you like to see something else? Whatever. Comment below or let me know. And on our next 5 things, I'll read them out. And until then, you guys can check us out on Facebook at OldManGamingAH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. You can join our Discord. The link will be in the description below. You can influence us in all of our shows from there. Guys, quick plug, Sea of Noobs. It is on Thursdays, bi-weekly. Please check that out. Myself, Rain Dance Danny, and Jason, the Professor, from Discord, play Sea of Thieves. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. We'll see you guys next week.